Today we're going to talk about the MAGA blacks versus the vote blue, no matter who blacks. This is a very sensitive topic and it's a very complex topic. A lot of people feel they're right because of the candidate that they've latched on to and they're going to ride it to the end. We know that Trump gets on his stump speeches and at his rallies and just make up stuff as he goes along. He'll fill the crowd and just say anything. And that's not a campaign promise, but it is inspirational and it does energize his crowds. And they know who he is. He has campaigned in this way before and gotten into the White House, and he still has enough support to where he beat all the other Republicans, and he's their nominee again. So that beat three times in a row. Now, what Kamala doesn't have is a track record that proves that she's can win as president. She does not own that. She can't say she does in no way, shape, or form. The biggest thing that she has going for her is that she looks like an African American. That's the biggest thing she got going for her. Because if she didn't look like African American, she wouldn't be where she is. I have never been more confused in my life. I've never seen people talk about a person who isn't black as if they are black and feel offended, if that makes any sense. I get like really like offended because I hear some of the things they're saying about her and I'm like, whoa, whoa, that's race. She's not black. It's weird. Excuse me. I think I'm in the flu or something. But it's kind of hard to look at the people who are speaking as anything but racist, but they're so racist that they're coming out with all kind of are being racist as if they're being racist to a real African American person, and she is African American by convenience. She will never say that she's an African American in a speech or in an interview in a way that would hurt her. Being an African American is something that she can use as, like she said, we're the underdogs. No, you're in the White House. You're the incumbents. We're the underdogs. How are you the underdogs? That man was such a terrible president, and everybody by now we should have a clear contrast because we've been through 4 years of Trump and 3.8 years of you and Biden. We have a clear contrast. We could totally figure that out for ourselves. So why do we need you guys up there to rear us up and get us so afraid of the other side? All Trump is talking about is how stupid you are, Kamala, whatever you want to be called, all that bullshit he be doing. And then you go up there and all you can say is, folks, we're gonna lose the democracy. It's gonna happen. If you vote for him, it's like, damn, you ain't got nothing to say about him that's really disqualifying, because if you don't, then you're going to have to start talking about yourself in a positive way. So no matter what someone says about Trump, we can go above that because you've made a vow or locked in somehow. Because as far as I'm concerned, the black vote is not locked up. As far as the Democratic Party is concerned, the black vote is locked up. In their opinion, it's locked up. Got them. In fact, the black vote was locked up as far as the Democrats are concerned before they even publicly decided to make her the replacement for Biden. She was being considered still, and that black vote pushed her over the edge. Let's assume that Kamala Harris did not have the black vote. Let's just assume that for a second. It's pretty hard to imagine, but just imagine that. No black vote for Kamala. She's a hardcore uh, East Asian female. Hardcore. Wears a dot. All that. Does not identify with African Americans in any way, shape, or form. No black vote, no black affiliation. Kind of like now, except she got the vote. Why does she have the vote? Why does she have the black vote? Ask yourself that, black people. Really? Look into this camera. Let's figure this out right now on this show. Right now. Why does she have the black vote? Because she looks like us. That's it. If she didn't look like us, we'd be feeling different about her, like we were when she ran back into that. We were not feeling her. We liked Joe Biden better than her. We liked Bernie Sanders better than her. Black people were pulling, in different directions, but we hadn't splintered up. We just still was the primary, like it should have been this time. Kamala Harris cannot win a primary because she has to appeal to both sides. The thing that got her over the edge is they hope, the comfort that white men know goddamn well they are not about to let some black woman get in the White House and make a hard left with the country. The Democrats and the Republicans both know that ain't going to happen. That ain't how they roll. There's absolutely no way either side is going to blow this country up because they decided to give the reins to a black woman. They only giving her the title like they did Barack. And your agenda, it will not lead with black. You will not talk about a black agenda, and when you do talk about a black agenda, you will not use the words black agenda. You will use words like people making under a certain amount of money each year, or you will use words like voter rights. Yeah, whenever you reference voter rights, black people should know you're fighting for them because that's what they're concerned about, voting rights. Oh, and abortion. Yeah, they want control of their bodies. I like to control my body into a job that pay a decent ass wage. That's what black people want to control their body into. They want to control their body into a medical facility. They ain't going to send them some bills that's going to make them have a nervous breakdown or some other kind of stressful illness that might be worse than what they went there for. I mean, honestly, are you serious? Here we are in the United States of America, and for some reason, Kamala does not see the morality in taking care of a group of people who are in your country as a result of your history. We don't deserve to be punished for being slaves. There should be no punishment for that. That's all I'm saying. And for those of you blue, no matter whoers, and you think you're gonna get into the fabric of the United States government, there was a time when we had success at that during Reconstruction. And once white people realized how powerful the black vote was, it took us until 1964 to get anything close to that again. And then when we did, by then we'd been hanged and socked and strangled and choked and held back in the most violent ways imaginable. To the point of by 1964, we just looked at it as being able to check off a box, and that was what we fought for. Most of us think, but that is not what we fought for. We fought to take that vote and use it strategically like everyone else does. Everyone else in the country, every ethnic group, every group of any kind, they could be joined financially, racially, uh, where they live, poorness, but everybody has things that will make their lives better. And that's all anybody wants. They want their life to be better. But we can guarantee if we don't do nothing, our lives will not get better. Our lives go worse and worse and worse and worse as the generations go on. Because you got a cell phone, you think you're doing better than your grandparents who didn't. Your grandparents who didn't owned a home. Your grandparents who didn't probably stayed together for 30, 40, 50 years or more in some cases. But what we've always been saddled with is these low mortality rates, dying because we don't get proper health care and proper health care education. Everybody black scared to go to the doctor because by the time you get in your 60s and go, you got cancer already. Oh Lord, when you go to the doctor and when they start cutting on you, well, if you got stage 3 cancer and then you get a surgery, the air hitting it and all that, I hear some stuff that actually scares me. that we think the way we do in certain ways, because that's what how they are okay with it. We ain't a threat. It's ignorant as hell for us to have been released from slavery as long as we have, and to have them use the form of terror that they did to make us behave the way we do currently, and for them to expect us to act any other way except like trained puppy dog. That little resurgence in the '60s was a gallant effort on the part of blacks with some of the things that was going on in the country. The black leaders were just so full of spirit and passion that they just everybody was doing their thing, whether it was providing breakfast and meals for low income people. And it's just so many ways everybody was trying to make an impact. But ultimately, we were told in the most clear and easily understood terms that America is not ready for this. And how do they tell you? By murdering people who large groups of black people listen to. Kill them. And any white people who appear to be sympathetic toward them, because that's a chink in the armor of racism within a democracy, if that makes any sense. You cannot have a democracy with the amount of racism that we deal with. When you have that kind of disdain for a group of people because they were your slaves, you weren't their slaves, they were your slaves, and you're mad. I don't know. And Trump, like I said, he's just a bully. I used to just look at Trump and be like, yeah, who the hell? And the only thing that's appealing to him now, appealing to me now about Donald Trump, and I got to be honest, and it's the one thing I thought I'd never say. The one thing about Donald Trump that I'm starting to see more and more is he's goddamn consistent. He the same Donald Trump now that he was back in 2016 and 15 and 12. The dude has a brand, and he's taking that brand to the White House. And he got a little taste of that tea and he liked it. And he going back. And he is going back. There's no way Kamala's going to beat him, unfortunately. I mean, shit, I wish he could. At least we could bash her on talk shows and I mean, I just feel like people like Charmaline, that bitch, Whoopi Goldberg. It's just so many black people who speak so highly of her, and but with no substance. They'll tell you the most wonderful things about her without telling you anything about her at all. That kind of stuff that Kamala Harris does herself. Just somebody asks her a question she can't answer, she won't sit there and be thoughtful about it and give them a response that shows a little bit of like you were thinking about it or trying to be respectful in your response. She just to take you all around the other side of the mountain and bring you back, and you forgot the goddamn question and you just ask it. You're like, whoa, okay. That's a good answer. No one ever answered that question like that before. 'Cause I don't remember what the fuck it was. What did you do here? She just yanking and yanking. It's painful. Trump yanking and yanking, and he's lying, and she's lying, and the black people in the state of confusion in the United States of America with the state of oppression. With them, I give you an example. Let's imagine all the drug dealers in the inner cities in the United States were white. It was just something white people just couldn't help. They just like to deal drugs. Maybe the ones who don't have really, really, really high paying jobs, they go to the street. Fuck it. They always figured out that when we get arrested and incarcerated and charged, it's nothing like what happens to black people. So this is going to be our little secondary, what we want to do. White people running the streets in the United States. Imagine that. We would never fill them up in prisons the way we do black people. It's pure racism. You can't say that. I'll say this: if police departments were black, with the state of the country as it is, if that was just a job black people just took, how many white people would it take us to kill before they say, "Nah, we got to figure this out"? We're giving a M16 military style weapon to a man who is a high percentage that he's racist, or is definitely a part of a racist country, and could be susceptible to peer pressure and being nudged into that kind of thing, that maybe he ain't really passionate to be on the offense, but it can be drawn into a group type environment like a police department and display that racist kind of thing going on. That's why the problem I got is when they agree on stuff, and everything that's anti-black they seem to agree on. They'll really walk back the crime bill a little bit. Well, it did a whole bit. It didn't do a little bit. So little nips at it is means nothing. What are you doing? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to show us that? Because we know you decided on that slice that you're going to cut there, and obviously it doesn't do anything or jeopardize your friends who are probably heavily invested in that sick, sick, sick prison complex that we have in this country that puts black men in a place that most of them can never come back from, just because of the norm of being locked up, and then being able to mentally get out and function, when before you ever went to jail it was hard to even function because nothing's set up for you, nothing's uh, put in a way that you can be successful. There should be no jobs that black men can't do. But for some reason, black men tend to do jobs that require them to be physical, to work with their hands. If you're a black man and you're voting for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, think about the laborious jobs we do. Truck driver, sitting there bouncing along in that truck, bumping. You know, y'all take it to the shop, get the sounds in it. You boop, hitting buttons, hollering at everybody. They like, damn. I mean, truck just bomb. Back probably got a water bed in it. You know how y'all do. Truck drivers run out. But do you realize you go to these truck stops, eat sugar, drink sugar, coffee, you know, your little energy drink so you can be, man. And yeah, diabetes and sleep apnea and all that stuff start kicking in. And it's directly related to that job. A laborer, a pipe fitter, any laborer's job. You're picking up, you're using your extremities, you're using your legs and your back and your neck. And then when you get injured, they don't give a damn. If you ain't got a good 3 to 7 years of your life to give to that part of the law or whatever, did you tell me the presidents of the United States don't understand? All I know is California. If the rest of the country is this way, yikes. And I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. These white senators are there to protect the companies. If you do laborers jobs your whole life and then you hurt your elbow or your shoulder or your back at work and you report it and they say you didn't get hurt here, you're like, well, I did. I was, no, no, no. But you do a laborer's job. You do a job that requires you. And when you go home, you sleep at night and then you eat breakfast and then you come back to work again. So you didn't get hurt eating those eggs or buttering that toast, but they make your life difficult to the point most people don't make it through to that point, and they all on you about something that they know happened within the confines of their workplace because they're not pushing safety. They have equipment that may be faulty, or they may have working surfaces that aren't level or whatever, and people could have the potential to trip or fall. You guys have to understand this. President Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris should know this stuff. They should be able to have a window. If you're a president, but you're not because you're the person in front of the camera. Another thing about Donald Trump that I find impressive is that he kind of got that hot headedness. I bet they first got him in there and was like, "You can't do that. You can't do that," and he probably was like, "The fuck you mean I can't? I'm the president," and he probably is leaning towards some dictatorship shit because he don't like the way this country is run, because he don't feel like he really the president. He might really feel like it's a little council back there of Republicans and a little council back there of Democrats, and I'm sure they talk. They must, unless they just naturally racist. But there's something going on back there behind the scenes that makes it like trying to get out of mud, quicksand or something. What is going on that after all these years and all these crises and all these contributions to poor people all over the world, there ain't nothing for the black man here in this country, and his condition derives from you deciding it'd be better for him to come over to America and live with you than to be left alone in his native land. That is huge. That is race altering. Look at me. Look at most of us. You know how hard it is to find two black people the same damn color? Usually, when they're in the same family, you can, but sometimes even in the same family, you can't. But it's like, look at us. And then we got to be clowns too, for both sides, for this duopoly that you call democracy. And we gotta pick a side, and we gotta sit in your lap, and we gotta say stupid shit that people like me see and frown at you about, for selling us out like that, and for being too scared to have a stance or to utilize a particular race. The Kamala Harris thing, Trump ain't never played like he was anything other than white, and for the most part went after the white vote. Shit, I ain't never seen nobody be that direct, but he attracts the black guys because a lot of black guys and black people like authority. They like that shit. He look all powerful and shit. Law and order. I don't like law and order people. I don't like that shit. I like education. I like to learn how to read and get me to a level where I'd rather go home and go to sleep at night because I got a lot of shit to do the next day, rather than give me a job that ain't paying me nothing. So I got to get up at night and go make a little extra money doing some bullshit. So yeah, I can understand uh, why we are where we are and all this. And anybody trying to push us along. And Donald Trump, oh my goodness gracious, you guys, this guy is not for us. And every time I say something about that, Kamula, oh, you like Trump? I don't. I really don't, and I really don't like her. But I'm not going to sit here if she does something or says something nice and not acknowledge it. That is not going to change my stance. People, I don't want nobody coming to me saying, "Yeah, you said Kamala." And yeah, I did. I didn't say I was voting for, and I didn't say I was voting for Trump. As of right now, you guys, and I'm saying it here on the Black Popcorn Channel, so you guys know, me personally, and I think it would be a nightmare uh, if my candidate got to participate in these debates that everybody's so scared of. Who would debate? Cornel West. And the only reason, I'm just being real. If you are looking at my channel and you think about the things that are most important to you, and you're voting for Kamala because you're afraid that if you don't, Donald Trump's going to take the democracy and be our dictator, whatever that means. And then if you're Trump people and you think Kamala wins, that she's gonna just, and it's white people who even think that she's got all kind of special plans for us. They really believe that, oh, I wouldn't vote for her. She ain't gonna do anything for us. And a lot of black people have been conditioned to say Kamala has done everything she said she was gonna do, and I like that because it's slickery. That's a way of saying she's a good, upstanding person. She stands behind her word. But the truth is, she don't have a word. She hasn't said anything. So yes, she has, in essence, really still behind everything she said she would do. She just didn't say she was going to do nothing. That's the problem. And if you guys are talking about any other topic, you might be right. But about black people, I've had my radar on her for quite some time, and from the time when she was attorney general in our state and making the life of black men after you go through the torturous rehabilitation process that they put you through, and you go through that, and then you find out they still want to take another bite or two out of you. That's how she rolled. So we understand. She is not for us. Anybody who called herself a law and order, she gonna get up there and prosecute Donald Trump and all this stuff is not gonna happen. That ain't who she was prosecuting here in the state of California. She wouldn't have had no donors. You wasn't going after white collar criminals. You didn't lock up a whole bunch of bankers. The record is clear and it's there for everybody to see. Kamala Harris, you would have had a name for yourself had you taken down a whole bunch of bankers and locked them up for dozens a year. You didn't do that. And don't be on TV fronting like you did, and don't be on the internet, excuse me, pretending like you was just out there just locking people up. I seen this one thing you guys are going through now, and I think it's kind of cute, where you actually have little cuts and bits of you going down on the border and talking to different people and pointing, but it's like a light music playing in the background, kind of catchy, jazzy, a little bit jazz, not stealing most stuff from black people, but it's playing in the background and she's pointing out her little stuff on the big screen and the maps, and she's got like border agents there with her. There might have been actors. I don't know. I heard rumors she ain't been down there. It looked like she is there, but I think a lot of that was from her time in California, and I'm sure she had to go down to the border as Attorney General. But you would think that Biden tapped her to connect with black people, and she's on a border state, like she says, so she should have all kind of experience to come in and help him strengthen that border. And she come in here with them kind of credentials. Oh yeah, you was the top cop of California, man. You was dealing with the Donald Trumps of the world. Woo, it's about to go down. Really, Kamala? Really? You need to knock that stuff off because it's so obvious, and I just imagine so few of us see it, but it's horrible looking. You like out there. I used to have a friend like that, and I say used to because I don't deal with him anymore because I don't like people who try to call me out on their lie without rehearsal or without feeling because it just looks it's horrible. Hey, blah 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 blah. I hear half of a conversation. Next thing I know, my name getting hollered out. What's up, Dave? No, no, no. I didn't say that, and nah. I try to stay away from that kind of stuff and those kind of people. And I look at Kamala as a person who's presumptuous, and she'll speak on our behalf without talking to us, and then get you in a rally or whatever and repeat it, and you be up there with your hands in the air going, "Oh, really?" Whew, it's the first time I heard that. But okay, she no, nah. No, that's why I ended there. I want to sit down and talk to you. When you come to my union or my church or my chicken place, if that's my chicken place and it's well renowned, why do these black people? I don't even know if they own them anymore. But a lot of the places that Roscoe's and stuff are just I remember one of the M&Ms over there in Carson, a Mexican gentleman, really good dude. It never changed the business. The food was the same. I think he was like a head cook or something there. I know he was a part of the establishment, and then he bought it. And then the M&Ms moved down there by the 91 off of Avalon there. So you start thinking, wow, the black restaurants that these politicians come in town and just say they have to go eat at, whatever it might be, Johnny Pastron, whatever. If there's any black people involved, it would be best for them to say, hey, check this out. Vice President Harris, if you would like to come in here, we got absolutely no issues with that. But I would like you to know that as the proprietor or the owner of this establishment, if they come to a black place, like they want to pump it up, like she come to town and just had to have this particular barbecue, or she just had to have a pastrami dipped over from over here, or the chili dogs over here are just, but if the black people are the owners, they say probably not. But if the black people are the owners or work there, even if I work there, it'd be my last day. Because I know when I finish asking questions, they're going to be like, are you Peter fucking Ducey? What the? I'd be up out of there because I would have to stand there in front of my register and stand my ground and be like, man, it's my moment. I got this lady standing in front of me, and I'm gonna sit here and just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like Eminem, you got that one shot. I'm about to take it. I'd be sitting there, just the music be in my head, and she walk up. I'd be like, well, here she come. Here she come. What's your plan for black people? What are you gonna do for black people? She'd be like, no, I mean really, because you and by I'd be on her. And if Trump came in, I would have to have some hard questions from him. But the only thing I feel like I would have an opportunity for him to say he'd do something. She ain't gonna do it because she got some folks she got to go meet up with after that, and they could end her shit like that. That the Democratic Party has shown themselves. They have shown themselves. I mean, whoever we elect, or whoever they think we elect, or whatever. Okay, I don't know, but they've shown themselves. This is such a unique election, and the way things are rolling. You guys stay tuned, pay attention, and don't be blue no matter who, and don't be mega blacks. Don't do it. Continue to read, continue to educate yourself, and don't be bullied. If somebody, is talking crazy to you, I'm a brand new YouTube channel. I'm building it up. I'm trying to get my videos up to give you guys something to listen to that makes sense, as opposed to the vote blue no matter who's, and they hold on tight. I mean, you guys, they hold on tight, and they ain't letting go, and they're not going to accept the fact that they might be wrong, because that's not an option. Being wrong? Oh, absolutely not. Well, how could I be wrong? Because Donald Trump is going to take the country over, and he might even put us back in slavery. I'm going to tell you something. He ain't put me back in slavery. I don't know where you vote new blue no matter who's and mega blacks is going. And I lack the skills. I lack the attitude. I lack the personality. If they auction me off, I'm whoever buy me. Yeah, I might not make it back home with them, and I'm not acting tough and talking tough, but I know that our people had no idea what they were about to endure, getting dragged into those boats and being taken off into this land. But I do know, and I just go ahead and rather end it right there. I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't. And like I said, you guys start looking through my videos, the newer ones. Some of the older ones still a little raw. We was working on some stuff, but I'm trying to grow the crowd. Share my videos. Please comment. I like the dialogue. Some of you guys are inspirational. You made me feel good doing what I'm doing, and I like to know that there are like-minded folks out there, and especially like-minded Black folks, because we need to ask, and then we at least can say we asked. But when we continue to vote for these people without even asking, we didn't ask me for nothing, because that will be what we'll hear later. Oh no, they didn't even ask for nothing. We thought they were worried about voter rights or abortions. No, we got other stuff we worry about. And with that, folks, I'm gonna wrap this one up, and we will see you on the next Black Popcorn. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Please share and please comment. Love the comments. Talk to you on the next one.